here in the Tampa Bay area, but I know that there are people listening and watching us from around the world, which is very exciting. Because our message is very pure, it's very real, and it's about just helping the caregiver create balance in their lives, to help them have the information, resources, and guidance so they can make the best decisions for their loved ones and for themselves. And we want to add on that we just want you to be able to take care of yourself. Maybe that's taking a break. Maybe that's taking the day off. Maybe that's bringing in help, getting some respite care, someone else watching, mom or dad, or your husband or your wife, while you just take a break and go for a walk, go to a movie, go out to lunch. Maybe it's even going away for a weekend or for a special occasion. That's where we can help you recharge yourself, your mind and your body and your spirit. And that's so important for caregiving. I know, because I did the burnout and I went full force and had a really difficult time getting that balance. And, that kind of is what really motivated me to create the show. So if you are a caregiver and you are either you have been one or you are one or you will be one in the future and you see it coming down the road, you want to really have this as part of your tools in your kit, your toolkit for caregiving. As I was preparing for the show, I was thinking about the word help. And with help, we feel, and when you're actively caregiving, it's like help. It's not help. It's that intensity of help. I just need so much help. If someone would just help me. And I really get it, because that's how I felt. But this morning, I was thinking about how the word help can be a little changed, so it feels a little more balanced and calm. So if you were to use the words that spell help, H-E-L-P, you could look at the letter H and feel very hurried or very harassed or just overwhelmed with work, with guilt, just in a very not a very healthy way to do caregiving. And we're just thinking there's a way to take that H and maybe make it more of a happy. There could be a happiness, even if it's for moments, in your caregiving role. Or it could be, we were talking about healthy, being more healthy, thinking how to maybe eat better, get some more rest, be a healthy caregiver. If you do that, you're able to give more in a healthier, happier way. Even if it's serving someone a dish of ice cream, it could be just done in a happier way with the intention of really taking care of your loved one, but also coming from a place where you're in a better, happier state of mind. I realize caregiving is very stressful, and sometimes, and most of the time, it may not be happy, but I'm just saying, if you can be in a happier place with yourself in your role as a caregiver, like I'm doing the best that I can, I'm really good at this, that's a happier place for you. If you would take the word E, the letter E, you're looking at maybe you're very anxious and eager and to do a good job, and maybe you're very feeling disencouraged to how much work you have to do. I'm saying maybe you can flip it to say, you know what, I'm excited about today. I am eager to be with my loved one, or eager to take a break today so that I can take care of my loved one in a better, more wise way. So I'm just saying you could take that letter and just actually switch it to something more positive. And then you've got the letter L, and L certainly can feel like I'm just so, I'm not looking forward to seeing my loved one. I'm not looking forward to making the phone call with my brother to talk about the medical issues that are going on with our father. There are so many, I'm feeling like a loser as I do my caregiving, and we're thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful to come from a place of love? Having that place, staying connected to that place of love when you are actively caregiving, so that when you are with your loved one or making that phone call, just kind of closing your eyes and saying, before I make this call, before I make this visit, I just want to stay connected to a place of being very loving. Maybe you could make it lighter. Maybe you could bring some humor into the mix of your visit or your phone call, like, I heard a story today, and then kind of go into something that may be lighter and more loving. P, this is where I feel where I really struggled, and P could be really, I'm just feeling so poor. I'm feeling pathetic. I'm feeling just perpetually running and doing and not breathing. And this is where I think where I come from, and this is where people want to stay connected to people. So P is really that, staying connected to people, staying positive, and really keeping yourself going, because it can feel like it's a never-ending battle. It's a never-ending road, and it does end. But we want the journey to be really something that's a very positive way to look for help. So I wanted to just bring this message because I wanted to really kind of go through the show today as we have our guests, and we've got 3 wonderful guests today. The name of the show is Caregivers, It's Okay to Ask for Help, and it really is. And you're going to hear this message from our 3 guests. Our first guest is Dyanna Yee, and she's a caregiver. She is a family caregiver, and she is involved with, and I say involved because I think she's a devotee at one of Linda Burhans' support groups. And Linda Burhans is a caregiver advocate at Harmony Home Health. And then we also have Mike Lavoie, who is president at Beacon Asset Management. So all 3 are going to give you their perspective of why it's okay to ask for help in their expertise. So I am very excited to have these 3 perspectives for you. You can always call us toll-free right now while the show is live at 1-877-897-8255. Again, 877-897-8255. Or you can, if you're on the web and you're watching the show on the caregiverhour.com, you can also shout a message to us under our iChat column. You could just type it in and we can ask our guests, or if you have a question for me, we can do it right away. Very exciting and very innovative. We're so thrilled to, again, really bring this show to you live so that you can see us, which really the intention was that we're now very approachable. If you wanted to find out something about financial, you can talk to Mike Lavoie, because now you know what he looks like and you can ask your questions, and it could be maybe less scary. And Linda Burhans, who is a wonderful advocate and support group leader, maybe you have a question about, maybe you've attended a support group and you want to know, should I be asking this question during the support group or not? And then the caregiver, the family caregiver, that's the person is our gem today, and she's really here to really answer your questions coming from a family caregiver perspective. So we're all here for you. We want you to stay with us. Again, that toll-free number, if you'd like to call, is 1-877-897-8255. And as we go on today, I do want to add that we also have a caregiver helpline. This helpline is really there for you 24/7. You can go to the website, which is thecaregiverhour.com, and there's actually a helpline tab, and you can call us and connect with us right away. If not, you can always call me toll-free at 1-877-552-4950. Stay with us. I'm Kim Linder. You're listening to the Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
You may have a loved one or know someone who suffers with depression, anxiety, grief due to loss, or other mental health concerns. Perhaps they struggle with substance abuse, an addiction, or have a co-occurring condition. There is help. The choice is yours. North Tampa Behavioral Health offers a peaceful therapeutic setting for effective treatment towards recovery. Choose North Tampa Behavioral Health so your loved one can start living again. Call 813-922-3300.
Caring for an elderly parent or a loved one with special needs can be challenging, stressful, and frustrating. If you need help finding the best professionals in the field of home care, legal advice, integrated practitioners, respite care, or a great support group, call the Caregiver Helpline at 1-877-552-4950. That's 1-877-552-4950. It's a free service provided by the Caregiver Resource Network. Call 1-877-552-4950 or go to thecaregiverhour.com.
I'm Mike Lavoie with Beacon Asset Management. While 30 years of experience in financial services may have prepared me to be a certified financial planner, no amount of planning could have prepared me for the stress of being a caregiver. The financial planning my dad and I did when my mother became ill made caring for her bearable. At Beacon, we are committed to helping you take care of your financial needs so you can take care of your loved ones. Give us a call at 813-269-0732. 813-269-0732.
Injured in a car accident or suffering from back and joint pain for a while? Clearly, you need to see a doctor. Call Dr. Ben, a chiropractor with 25 years experience. He listens, he cares, he gets results. His common sense approach? Coaching patients to be self-sufficient and less doctor-dependent. Let's face it, there are many things you can do to improve your health. Call Dr. Ben at 727-488-8044. Mention the Caregiver Hour radio show for a free examination. 727-488-8044. Dr. Ben, your coach to better health. 727-488-8044. Caregivers, are you worried about mom or dad needing more care? How do you know when it's time to get help? Since 2004, Harmony Home Health has helped seniors in Tampa Bay find joy in their journey. You'd be amazed at how just a little bit of care can go a very long way. From just once in a while to every day of the week, your loved ones experience independence, safety, and dignity wherever they call home, and your whole family experiences harmony. With Harmony Home Health, you are not alone. You can trust their family to take care of yours. Call 727-723-7532 or visit their website at harmonyhh.com/Kim.
The Caregiver Hour on 1250 Wins WHNZ. It's about taking care of yourself while you take care of others. Here's your host, Kim Linder.
Hello, and welcome back to the Caregiver Hour radio show. We've been talking about caregiving, and it's okay to ask for help. And if you are a caregiver, this is the perfect show for you because we're going to give you from all different perspectives why it's so helpful to really allow yourself to feel like you need help, and where to get the help. That's always a good question. So for us to continue this conversation, I want to bring Linda Burhans, a caregiver advocate at Harmony Home Health. So Linda, welcome back to the show.
Good morning.
I heard you have a nice weekend.
Great weekend. I officiated my nephew's wedding in Sarasota.
That's wonderful. Well, welcome back. And I know that you've brought a guest for us, someone from one of your support groups. Do you want to introduce Dyanna?
Yes, this is Dyanna Yee, and she is also a caregiver extraordinaire, as you would say.
Okay. And Dyanna, welcome to the Caregiver Hour radio show.
Thank you, Kim. I'm glad to be here.
We love having caregivers because you're actively caregiving for someone in your family. Can you tell us a little about that?
Yes, I'm caregiving for my dad who is in an ALF.
Okay.
And I'm preparing myself and equipping myself with resources and ways to deal with the intensity of caregiving as my mom comes up in ranks, and I have a few friends who are also reaching their 80s.
Okay. So you're kind of having it surround you.
Yes.
Okay. So you can, I would think then you can appreciate our topic today about asking for help. Have you struggled at all with reaching out, or is that something just kind of natural for you?
I've struggled a little bit with reaching out because I work in my caregiving with my family and friends with a team. So I'm not just doing it all on my own. So when I reach a point of stressfulness, I still have others who are working with me and my team.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Linda, did you want to ask something for Dyanna, since I think she comes to one of your support groups, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And you want to keep the mic next to you? So move it when you move to with Dyanna. Yeah, just
okay. They only move so far.
Just,
okay.
Just turn it around.
Okay.
There you go.
All righty. I'd like to know what do you feel? Tell our listeners what you get out of the support group.
Oh, a big breath like I just gave.
Oh yeah, that's good. Do that again.
Okay.
Yeah, that must feel good.
It does. It's a big relief on my head as well as my heart. And that's something that also I was considering in going to the caregiver support groups, because as I was dealing with the caregiving responsibilities, I found that one day I had some heart palpitations. And Linda has mentioned that 63% of caregivers can succumb to diseases and disorders in caregiving for the receiver.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it actually became a reality with me. And I said, okay, now I really need the caregiver support group. And I'm so glad to be able to always look forward to getting to that group, to sharing what I know, what I don't know, and getting some tips how to take care of myself.
That's wonderful. So tell me one of the tips that maybe you've learned that you could share with our listeners and viewers.
Oh, I learned this clause, which is great. Stay loosely attached to the outcome.
That's pretty yummy.
That means a lot to me.
So tell me what that means for you.
Well, you're attached to your loved one when you caregive.
Mm-hmm.
And you can be so attached with your heart that you don't use your head, and vice versa. So to stay loosely attached to the outcome is almost like do your best, come from your heart, come from your head of your knowledge that you have, and then when it feels just too burdensome, let go and ask for help.
That sounds beautiful. So is that something that you profess at your support groups, Linda?
Just a little bit.
I bet. That's great. Tell us more.
Dyanna, can you tell them about the situation with your dad with the keys?
Oh, we were trying to think up all kinds of good ways to try and keep Dad from getting back into his car and getting his keys out. You want me to elaborate?
Yeah.
Someone suggested disenabling the car. I've heard that you can shave off the teeth on the keys.
Like let him still have the key, but not be functional. Okay.
Yes. So what we did for a while was we took over the driving. And we said, oh, we like to drive the car. Oh, you like to drive the car? Yeah, I like to drive the car. So he would be in the passenger seat in the front instead of driving. He got used to that first. Then we had to figure out how to keep him from getting into his car by himself. So I would use the car because I only have a car with my husband. So we used a second car so we could get around. So he didn't have to have the car sitting in the parking lot at the ALF every day.
Reminding him.
Then
tempting him.
Right,
Yes,
tempting him. Right,
him.
my car's out there. I
Yeah.
should be driving it.
Right.
Yeah. And then what we did was my sister-in-law my sister came alongside and convinced my dad, because he's a very cost-effective person, convinced him that he'd make a lot of money if he sold the car because he's really not using it.
Smart.
And the ALF has a van.
Yes.
And it has dinner car rides to different places. So she sold it faster than we all could imagine.
Because once he said yes,
which was a blessing. And at the same time, everybody at the ALF was saying, you got to keep him from keep him safe, keep him from getting in behind the wheel.
Yeah.
So everybody working together and asking for help from the family as well as friends, the caregiver support group.
What about his doctor? Was his doctor privy to this information as well?
His doctor would say, what are you driving for? You can get rides.
Okay. But
and he goes, it's hard to give up driving.
Yes, and so I can hear your dad
Yes.
saying, because I like it. That's what I've been doing, doctor. So I think that finding that economical piece, the common sense piece that could really make a difference where he could connect with that, he got it. Once you said that, he got it.
And my sister and I, because we were emotionally attached to him more, couldn't come up with that. We were thinking of the clinical things to do.
Of course.
And it was my brother-in-law that came up with that. And we go, oh, so easy.
Yeah.
So asking for help around, you get an idea that you might not be thinking of because you are busy caregiving.
Of course. Our head is so focused. We're so zeroed in.
Well,
Linda,
I was
did you
going
want
to say
to say
one of the
something?
wonderful things is you came to the group and you asked the group for information. You asked people what their experiences were. You met with the people at the ALF. You met with the doctor. So you prepared the whole thing before you didn't just come to Dad and say, Dad, you can't drive anymore. We're taking the keys.
Right.
Which sometimes that's what family does because they don't know what else to say after that.
Right.
But going to the support group helps you feel more prepared.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a really important message for our listeners and watchers. Anything else, Linda, that you would like to share with our listeners today?
I get concerned with caregivers. I call it the AAA dilemma. Caregivers don't ask for help, they don't accept help, and they don't acknowledge themselves. And if you stay on that path, you're right on the path to burnout.
Yep.
And the thing is that I want people to realize, when I was taking care of my mom, after she passed away, I met a friend, and she said, how you doing? I said, I'm doing okay. And she said, I'm sick of hearing that from you, Linda. She said, when you took care of your mother, you stole my joy. I said, I did what? And she said, I could see you swimming in quicksand, and you kept saying you were okay. And a light bulb went off in my head. So when people ask to help you, it's because they genuinely want to help you.
But going back to what Dyanna said, we can't control the caregiver. We can't be attached to what they're going to say. We only know what we can do, and we can make that offer so many times before we really feel like maybe we're being intrusive or over the top. But also when you keep asking someone, they may say, you know what? You've asked me now 10 times. Maybe I do need your help.
Right.
So don't give up those friends, and that support group really is very powerful. I wanted to also ask you, I had talked about the idea of shifting the word help to being more positive. How did that feel to you, Dyanna, when I was talking about that? Did that make sense?
Yes, I'm comfortable with that. I do that anyway as well. When things get negative, I just automatically find resources to shift to the positive.
That's great. That's great. And Linda, what about for you?
Well, I was going to say, I think a great thing Dyanna does too is she always keeps a notebook.
Okay.
When she comes to different meetings, gets different information, she writes it down, because sometimes you get it at the moment, but then when the moment comes to apply it, you've lost it.
Okay, so that's a really great. We capture golden nuggets, and that would definitely be one of those golden nuggets.
Yes.
Is bringing a book with you to the support group to write down messages that relate to you, or you may have a question you may want to ask someone afterwards. So, any other tips for our caregivers, our listeners and viewers? We have 2 more minutes. Dyanna, anything else?
I would say that when you feel overwhelmed with what you've used in your knowledge in your head, and you feel overwhelmed with the emotions of seeing the changes in the physical and mental parts of your loved one, take a step back, get into the shower, wash everything off, and take some moments to meditate and relax and recharge yourself in whatever way you can do. Paint your nails, go for a walk, take a bike ride, read a funny novel that you would normally not read.
Right, exactly, an easy read, or even go fishing. Fishing is so calming. Maybe a lot of people like to just that whole feeling of fishing rather than are they going to catch the fish. Of course, we always want to, but just being out there in the water and nature can also be very helpful.
Yes.
I have 1 more minute.
Many of my caregivers told me the best thing is golf. I'm not a golfer, but they said you can't. Your mind gets blank of everything else. You're just concentrating on the golfing, and you're outside and you're in the fresh air. And some of the people in my support groups now are golfing together.
That's fun.
So,
because then they don't care. Best
right,
ball.
exactly.
Just best ball. Whoever gets closest to the
Exactly.
hole, right? As many times as it takes. And then you end up laughing, which is great. That's wonderful. Well, we are so thrilled to have you here, and we will have you come back at the end of the show. If anyone has any questions, you can call us toll-free now at 1-877-897-8255. We're so thrilled to have Mike Lavoie, who's here with us today, and we're looking forward to having him. He's got some great information and ways to also relax, and we're going to talk about that. Mike Lavoie, president at Beacon Asset Management, Inc. I'm Kim Linder. You're listening to the Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
From the Simpson Air Studios, this is 1250 WINS WHNZ, Tampa Bay, an iHeart radio station.
Hello, Melissa Ann.
What?
It's me, Barney, your computer here.
Seriously?
Yep.
Nobody calls me Melissa Ann.
Yeah, I know, but, well, we gotta talk. Did you know I can help you save money on your electric bill?
Really?
With Energy Planner from Tampa Electric.
What's that?
It's a cool interactive energy management program that puts savvy customers like you in control of your energy costs. Energy Planner gives you access to lower rates, which are available 87% of the time.
87% of the time?
Uh-huh. It's easy, it's free, and they'll even show you how we can make the most of it. Together.
Oh, Barney.
You and me, Melzy, and Tampa Electric.
Sweet.
Hey, why don't you guys out there call 813-275-3909 or visit tampaelectric.com/save to learn more about the free Energy Planner program. Only from Tampa Electric, the power to save you money.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be your new web designer. And that's Haibu, where these experts are joined by many more, from web designers to search marketing specialists who work hard to get your business noticed online and on mobile. Best of all, Haibu can do it all for you, or give you the tools to do it yourself. To find out more, go to haibu.com. That's HIBU.com, or call 877-938-HIBU. Oh, that'll be your next new customer. Haibu. Made for business.
The stock market may see all-time highs right now, but Wall Street is split on where the market is headed next. And if you're retired or even thinking about retiring, you don't want to be taking on too much risk. You need to talk to David Graham of Graham Capital. He's a fiduciary, which means he works for you, the retirement guy in the Tampa Bay area. David is helping me with my retirement plans, and you can trust him to do the same for you. Call him at 1-800-808-5009. 1-800-808-5009.
Need AC? Call Simpson Air, the coolest guys in town. Log on to thecoolestguys.com.
This report is brought to you by Hammer Mill Paper. Print directly from your phone or tablet with the new Print Hammer Mill app. Download it today and save $12.95. Connect to virtually any printer via Wi-Fi and print directly from your phone or tablet. Print Hammer Mill, the app that lets you feel free to print. Available at the App Store or Google Play.
From the Bright House Network's traffic center, we're slowing down southbound on 275 from I-4 into Ashley. Watch for bricks in the right lane southbound on Sheldon, north of Hillsborough at Brennan Circle. In Pinellas County, there's a crash on Walsingham Road west of Ridge Road and an accident at 5th Avenue North and 66th Street. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Utica Hillsborough traffic tip line at 866-545-9595.
12:50 winds, Weather Center forecast. Mid-upper 70s this afternoon for the high. We'll see lots of sunshine throughout the day and very little cloud cover. Tonight's lows down in the low 60s. More clouds over the next few days, Tuesday, Wednesday, with a 20-30% chance of rain each day and more temps in the mid-70s. Little front coming in midweek on late week, rather. Thursday, windy, rainy, cloudy, 70% chance and highs only in the low 70s. And we'll see Friday, cold day, windy, and highs in the mid to lower 60s. Wall Street, Dow is down 180, Nasdaq red 45, the S&P index off 17, down to 16,140. 1250 wins, WHNZ.
It's the Caregiver Hour on 1250 Wins WHNZ with encouragement, guidance, and support for caregivers. Here's your host, Kim Linder.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Caregiver Hour radio show. We've been speaking about caregiving, the real deal, and it's okay to ask for help. And we're so thrilled to have Mike Lavoie, president at Beacon Asset Management, here with us. He is a very smart gentleman, but he's also very funny. So it's so great to have you here, Mike.
Thanks. I think.
How was your weekend?
It was pretty good.
Yeah? Tell us what you did.
You
said you went for a bike ride?
Yesterday I went for a bike ride. I put about 9 hours on the bike, give or take a couple minutes.
Nice.
And went out and had breakfast and had lunch and came home and sat with the kids for a little while.
So do you relax when you go, when you're zooming fast?
It's very relaxing.
Is it relaxing?
Once you get outside of Tampa and get out of the traffic,
right?
You get up in the hills of Marion County or Pasco Hills, Hernando County. Mm-hmm. It actually is nice. 2-lane roads. There's a bunch of restaurants out there. I like food, which you can probably tell from my weight count. So we stop at restaurants, or we'll stop and have goof off somewhere.
Good. What else do you do to relax? To recharge yourself? You said you golf.
I golf, yes. I do play golf, which is relaxing, except that, you put the ball in the water and you get all tensed up about that.
Do you? Okay. For those of us who aren't as attached to the outcome, it's okay. We just put another ball down. But I understand when you're serious and you are a golfer that you don't want it to go into the water or the sand trap, really.
Sand's okay. At least you can see it.
I see.
If I can see it, I can hit it. You can't see it in the water.
Okay. So we, I want to have this conversation with you because you see caregivers with your practice. And why don't we give people a little brief introduction of who you are and what your business is?
Well, my name is Mike. I'm a certified financial planner. I've been doing this for 30-some years. I have a registered investment advisory firm in North Tampa called Beacon Asset Management, and we are financial planners.
Okay. So where does caregiving come into play when you're working with a family? How often does that come up?
It comes up occasionally. I've had the last couple of months, I've had two families, come up to me, and they're getting in the situation where they've got, in the one case yesterday, a wife who is suffering with Alzheimer's and needs to be doing something, and the caregiver's at the end of his rope and is trying to figure out what to do.
Well, I hope that you are telling them that you're on the Caregiver Hour radio show.
I have sent them a link to the website. The one you sent to me went right to them.
Good, because then they can get some support. They will hear about different resources that are in the community for them.
Well, I even took a picture on my camera. I have a smartphone now.
Okay.
Took a picture of the camera, took a picture of Linda's card and sent it to them. Said, here.
Fabulous.
Talk to these people.
Yeah, they're wonderful. So what happens, just in another perspective of this, when they start depleting their own resources? Because this is the financial part that we're talking about. How do you help them with that?
Well, I mean, as they're taking care of their loved ones, they're usually, I mean, many cases, they lose track of what they're doing themselves, and they start, taking money out of their accounts to pay for the services or whatever that their loved ones are taken care of. And, as a financial advisor, you can watch that stuff come across. You get reports every day of what's going in and out of the account, so I can see it. You can track it. When a trend comes up where they're taking a bunch of money out of the account, you get them on the phone and say, what's the deal? Are you buying a car, or
That's
where's
good.
it going?
Right. So you're right there.
I'm not on the golf course.
You're not on the golf course or the bike. So what happens when you have that conversation? Tell us a little more about that. So you say, I noticed that you're taking out a certain amount of money. Can you tell us what's happening? Well, I'm trying to take care of Mom. She needs help in the house. Do you help them with a budget?
Certainly, we set up a budget for them.
Okay.
That's for the loved one, the person receiving the care. You want to set up a budget. You need to know what expenses they have. If they're going into an ALF or a facility, you've got a budget for it. You can't spend more than you make.
Right.
If you do, somebody pays for it. It's usually the caregiver thinking, it's my mom or my dad or my husband or wife or whatever. I've got to pay for it. And sometimes, there are alternatives. There are people paying for somebody coming into their house to take care of them when they should be using their long-term care policy to do that.
Right. Or they don't even know that Mom and Dad have one.
Exactly. Okay. And if you don't sit down and talk to these people on a regular basis, you lose track of them. And they lose track of their own information.
That is, I had to say, I'm sitting here, that has to be so beneficial for the caregiver who's so focused, like we were talking with Dyanna, the family caregiver, with just taking care of our loved one, that we forget to look up and say, well, what is the big picture? I see the short-term plan, but what's the long-term plan? And you really help us do both. And I think that's great that you're there for us as a financial planner.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
It's a lot. It's not like golf. You can't just put another golf ball down.
No, you can't. You're absolutely right. These are people's lives. So there's other resources that you connect them with, and that's a great answer, because there are other resources to help them financially that they may not have looked at.
Several years ago, I had took care of a couple. I didn't take care of them, but I was their advisor.
Right.
The husband passed. The wife came into my office. She is just broken down in tears. We're talking about everything but the finances. I am not a tear type guy. I like numbers.
Right.
So I got her in touch with, somebody that could help her, support groups that could help her. We did got her in touch with the attorney to take care of that stuff, and farmed it out. I'm not good at that stuff.
Okay, but you're good at what you do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I can do the number part. I just can't do the tier part.
Okay. Well, that's why you're surrounded by these bevy of women who can help with the tier part.
Exactly.
That's why it's a good mix. So let me just ask you, sometimes a caregiver is so caught up taking care of a loved one that they don't recognize they need help. What do you do in that case? So they're just coming to you, the tears are coming out, they think they can tell everything to you, or you just hit them at that precious moment where they're vulnerable and you're going to get it all. How do you redirect them? You said you gave yesterday, took a picture of Linda's card so they had that information. Is there anything else how else would you be able to help them? You help them with an elder law attorney to get the legal documents. Right. I'm saying this so that it's a repeat of kind of what we said, but just kind of giving it a little more clearly now, because when someone listens, sometimes they need to hear it more than once, and when they're watching, the same thing.
Right.
So what other resources do you have in your bag? Because you've been doing this a long time, Mike.
Well, I mean, it depends. Everybody's different.
Yes.
You're going to need elder law. You're going to need an accountant for sure, a CPA, and as a financial advisor, we're kind of like a quarterback. We hand the stuff out to who we think we should, deal with. Home health care is an issue. As this stuff comes up, we have several professionals that we can send them out to, get them in touch with, get the stuff handled, and get them happy.
This also sheds light on your expertise in how you become the resource, how you connect people to other resources. And that's very important when you are hiring a professional. You want to find out if they are connected to the community of resources, so that it's not just having this conversation, you walk out and you're like, I still had so many more questions. Don't they see I need help? I'm looking like a train wreck. where you're kind of taking that picture and saying, I'm wondering if there's more I can help you than just the financial, because I do know a lot of people out in the community who are experts in what they do with caregiving. That's what I'm saying, and that's a really great tip for a caregiver. When you meet with an elder law attorney, a financial planner, even a home health company, you want to ask them, who else do they know in our community that they can refer to help them with other things that happen? Because as Dyanna will probably admit, and I know I do, that caregiving has different phases, different stages. It doesn't always stay the same, and so you may have different needs at different times. And Mike, it's so important that you do stay connected to those resources, and I know that you're very well known in our community. So what an honor to have you here today.
Thank you.
And we're thrilled. We're also thrilled that you also gave a great example. I know that you also were a caregiver for a family member. Is that correct? Do you want to talk a little about that? Just 2 minutes.
Mom still has a severe case of Alzheimer's. She is at home, and Dad's taking care of her. It is not a good thing. I don't think it's a good thing because Dad is suffering.
Oh, okay.
So he wants to keep her in the house as long as she can. He feels guilty about I'm sure he feels guilty about sending her out to a home, and nobody wants to put her there. But it comes to a point where, as Linda mentioned, there is a 63% possibility of the caregiver having problems.
Yes.
And he's not doing that much better than he was 3 years ago.
Okay. So as Linda, who is that advocate, and also with the coaching that I do, I mean, together we can, I'm thinking, help you with your family that maybe you haven't thought of yet. So we could talk about that maybe at the next segment and kind of have that brief conversation during the break and then come back and kind of help you maybe have that conversation with your family member. Maybe we can have it with them. So we'll see. There's so many ways to skin a cat, especially with caregiving. I want to let you know that this segment really was being brought to you by Beacon Asset Management, and we're so thrilled to have Mike here. If anyone would like to call and have a free consultation, you can do that at 813-269-0732. Again, 813-269-0732. I am looking forward to having you come back after the break, and I'm going to ask you some more questions. Nothing with tears. Don't be fearful.
Fine.
We're here to help you. It's okay to ask for help, Mike. You're asking us for help. We're here to help you.
Whatever.
So stay with us. We're having a great conversation, and I'm Kim Linder. You're listening to the Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
If you or a loved one experience bladder control problems, here's important news.
For more than 5 years now, the nice ladies at the Caregiver Partnership have taken the time to understand my needs, suggest the best choices of bladder control products for me, and always get the right product delivered to my door fast and with free shipping.
To get started, simply call 800-985-1353 for your free catalog and $60 in coupons. Many people just like you trust the Caregiver Partnership for convenient home delivery of bladder control products, and they have more than 500 to choose from. Call now. The call is free, shipping is free, and your satisfaction is guaranteed.
The Caregiver Partnership treats me like family and really knows their stuff, and they keep my business private.
Call 1-800-985-1353 now to receive your free catalog with $60 in coupons. That's 1-800-985-1353. Call now. The voice in the preceding advertisement is not the voice of an actual customer.
Hi, it's Kim Linder from the Caregiver Hour. I want to tell you about an attorney in Clearwater that I have known for over 7 years. His name is Bill Rambaum, and I have referred many families to him for his legal expertise. Bill is one of less than 100 attorneys to be evaluated by the Florida Bar and become certified as a specialist in elder law. His 30 years of experience and impeccable credentials make him one of the most highly regarded legal experts in our area. Give Bill a call today at 727-781-5357 or visit RambaumLaw.com. Non-attorney spokesperson.
Caregiving has gotten harder and more complicated, even as families have more and more demands on their time. That's why AARP is here to help caregivers with the tools, information, and support they need to care for their loved ones and themselves. Check out aarp.org/caregiving to connect with other caregivers like yourself and find the resources you need. Visit the AARP Caregiver Resource Center at aarp.org aarp.org/caregiving.
At CareMinders Home Care, we know life at home is the key to maintaining your independence. We offer a full range of services to meet your individual needs, including personal care or assistance with daily activities. Our registered nurse will prepare a customized care plan for you and visit you regularly to make sure your needs are being met. You have a choice in home care. Discover the CareMinders difference. Call us today at 727-330-7804 for a free assessment with our registered nurse. Again, that's 727-330-7804.
Caring for an elderly parent or a loved one with special needs can be challenging, stressful, and frustrating. If you need help finding the best professionals in the field of home care, legal advice, integrated practitioners, respite care, or a great support group, call the Caregiver Helpline at 1-877-552-4950. That's 1-877-552-4950. It's a free service provided by the Caregiver Resource Network. Call 1-877-552-4950 or go to thecaregiverhour.com.
The Caregiver Hour on 1250 Wins WHNZ. It's about taking care of yourself while you take care of others. Here's your host, Kim Linder.
Hello, and welcome back to the Caregiver Hour radio show. We're talking today about caregivers. It's okay to ask for help. And we have Mike Lavoie, who's president at Beacon Asset Management, Inc., here in the Tampa Bay area. Again, if you're looking for the finances as part of your caregiving, you want to give Mike a call. He's willing to definitely help you out and listen to what's going on and help you make the right choices financially for you and your loved one and your family. That toll free, that 800, let me give you the number. It's call 813-269-0732. I've got a lot of numbers going on in this head of mine. So again, if you want to call for a free consultation, it's 813-269-0732. Mike, we were just talking, and not to put you on the hot seat, but a little bit of a hot seat. We were talking about how you feel at this point it would be good for some help to come in to your home and help your dad take care of your mom.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. And you talked to your sister and sister-in-law?
I have talked to my sister. I have not talked to my sister-in-law since my conversation.
Okay. So you had a conversation with your dad, and he said, I think it is a good idea to bring in some help besides me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So that's when you gave him Linda Burhans' card from Harmony Home Health.
I haven't yet, but I'm fixing to, yes.
You haven't yet, but you're fixing to.
No, but it will too. It will happen.
So this is great. So Linda, this is where you really could come in and see if you can help the family.
Well, I'll tell you too, and I'm so glad to meet Mike in person because he's been highly spoken of very highly by some of the caregivers that come to my support groups that have used his services.
Let's talk about that a little.
You know, it's so important because caregivers, run around that little tornado saying, I can do it, and many times don't even know what's happening with it. And one of the things I do with my support groups, especially the ones we have in the Harmony office, we have a resource room where they can come in if they need an elder care attorney, if they need an accountant, if they need a specialist doctor, if they need adult daycare. We can give them that information because it's very difficult for the caregivers to figure out where to get that information from many times.
So Linda and Harmony is a great resource. Mm-hmm. The Caregiver Hour is a great resource. And what's nice is that they're all different kinds so that people can connect in different ways because not everyone is the same. There may be someone who calls our helpline, the Caregiver Helpline, on our website, or our toll-free number is 1-877-552-4950. People call me 24/7, and I call them back. They want that personal connection. They just want to be coached. They're in a crisis. Maybe Harmony's closed for the day, but they're able to reach me. There's so many wonderful resources available. And so I think that it's great that you've made this connection with Harmony through the Caregiver Hour, and let's see what happens.
And Kim, like what you were saying, perhaps you could talk to his sister or his sister-in-law. Many times it comes across completely different from someone else than your family member.
Right. Because I may ask a question that you just don't think about because this is what we do.
Sure,
this is our heart. This is our energy. This is our passion. And this is kind of, it's written all over us. It just comes out. It just comes out. So that's really our expertise.
Right.
And we've helped a lot of families. I'm so happy to hear that you have met people who've used Mike's services and are thrilled.
Yes.
That's terrific.
And that makes me feel so good because I don't want to refer people unless I know they're really great people.
Well, that's why we have that's why I'm very particular who I have on the show in front of my caregivers and also on the website, because I'm very protective. Just like you do that advocacy for caregivers, I do the same thing. And Mike does it in his way as well.
They're all the pieces of the puzzle.
It really is. So if you have any questions, we have a few more minutes. You can call us toll free at 1-877-897-8255 right now. Or you can connect with us on iChat on the website, thecaregiverhour.com. So, Mike, we kind of bombarded you. You handled that really well, by the way.
It's called shut up.
I didn't hear it that way.
It's okay.
That's okay. So, what else would you like to tell our caregivers as they're trying to figure this all out with the finances for their loved one and taking care of themselves as well and keeping some money for themselves so that they can really not feel depleted?
Well, it's ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
You have got to ask for help. If you don't, nobody's going to, it's not done by osmosis. It's not a mind meld. You've got to say something or people don't know you need the help.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So once you get to that point, you need to sit down and have a serious discussion. And, you need to tell, in my case, your financial advisor, everything. There's no hidden agendas here. There's no playing games. It's just,
and no judgment.
What we have. No judgment. It's, it's not something that's, you're probably not that unusual in the public. It's not like you're weird or an oddball. Everybody goes through this. And you need to, fess up to it and say, hey, this is what I've got. This is where we are. How do we get beyond this?
If someone would like a copy of your newsletter, would you like to share that with them?
Sure.
What's the best way for them to do that?
They can go onto the website at beaconria.com and sign up for it, or they can send me an email, call us. It's any way you want to get on there. We're on Facebook,
social media,
Twitter, and LinkedIn. All those people.
Mm-hmm.
But give us a call. We'll put you on there without a problem.
Okay, that's great. Also on our website, we have links for Mike Lavoie and also a bit of a bio of who you are and what you do on our website. And also we have that for Harmony. So if someone wants to reach out to you, Linda, maybe go to one of your support groups, they certainly can get that on the caregiverhour.com website. But tell us how if they want to call you.
If they want to call me, they can call me directly on my cell phone, which is 727-365-8383, or they can reach me by email, linda@harmonyhh.com. And don't be shy. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Caregivers seem to think that it's my responsibility to take care of mom and dad, or it's my responsibility only to take care of my spouse. It takes a village to bring up a child, and it takes a village to take care of an elder.
Yes, or a spouse, or even a child.
Right.
We are looking forward to having the symposium this year. I sent out Save the Date card. I'll get your email address, Dyanna, so that you can save the date and make sure that Mike gets it as well. And I know, Linda, you're on our...
Looking forward to it.
You're on our list of getting emails and announcements. And we're just so thrilled. It's going to be Friday, November 21st, and that's going to be an all-day event just for caregivers. It's called the New Age of Caregiving Symposium. We are so thrilled to have Lee Woodruff is going to be coming back.
Oh, wonderful.
And the theme is the many faces of caregiving, which, I'm really excited about because we want to feel that we're taking care of so many other caregivers. We want to open and expand for people with special needs, which I would think definitely comes into the financial part, and also for the home care part, and also for really different needs that people have in every aspect that they need. We want to bring that to the forefront for the caregiver. So even if you are a spouse or you are a parent, there are times when it just is over the top and you need some additional support, additional help, and it's okay to ask for that help. We want to make sure that you mark that on your calendar. Again, it's the New Age of Caregiving Symposium. It's going to be in the Tampa Bay area. More details to come, but that's again Friday, November 21st. 2014. It's a fabulous event, and we have different speakers. We'll have maybe different activities this year. We also have massage, aromatherapy, healing touch. We do a lot of holistic and healing that day right there at the event. It's phenomenal. I really want to thank Dyanna Yee, who really, you told us your family story. We really greatly appreciate you coming and being a part of the show today, and we we look forward to having more caregivers come on because I think that's so relatable. That's like,
yes.
That's so precious, Linda. So I do appreciate that. And I have some family caregivers to bring as well. So we want to thank Linda Burhans from Harmony Home Health and, of course, Mike Lavoie from Beacon Asset Management. I hope you enjoyed this show, and I hope that you got some golden nuggets. We list them on the website right after the show. So by the end of the day, we have the golden nuggets up in case you want to share that with any of your clients or your friends or your other caregivers or family members. But also, it's part of the show, and we just kind of help highlight those so that people go, oh my God, I want to see that show. I want to hear that show because it relates to me. And again, if you've missed any part of it, we have podcasts available and archives, so it's all there. And we also are on social media, your Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We want to be there for you and accessible and approachable. As just parting today, I want to remind you of and give you permission to ask for help in any way, shape, or form. It's a phone call. It's sitting with a friend on a park bench and just having that conversation. It's making an appointment with Harmony Home Health and finding out the services they have, or even with Mike Lavoie from Beacon Asset Management about the finances. I don't even know where to begin that conversation. Can you help me, Mike? And he's the kind of guy that will do that. That's why I have him on the show. So please do something lovely for yourself today and throughout the week. And, do that deep breathing that Dyanna showed us, that and just let it out, let it go, and then take a shower and shake it all out too. So I'm going to be here again next week. I'm looking forward to it. I'm Kim Linder, your host of the Caregiver Hour on 1250 Wins WHNZ.
The opinions, viewpoints,